I thought of this exercise last night. So before we close our eyes to pray, or you can close your eyes whenever you want, you're grown. But I want to invite you to do the breathing that we often do to start out the prayer, but like consciously. So that's why I'm inviting you to leave your eyes open. And so take in a good deep breath and hold it for a second, and then let it out with an ah. And do you feel a difference in your body just in that release of it? And what came to me, and I think I've always known this, I just hadn't thought of it in these terms, is that when we teach every year with the burning bowl that the importance of writing the letter to God is that nature doesn't allow a vacuum. So in that moment of when we release, we immediately, that space is filled with that peace or that something that's helping, the feeling of release. And so it's a physical example of what we teach. So now I'm going to invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable, or find something to put a soft gaze on, and take another good deep breath in and hold it for just a moment and let it go. We release ourselves into this present now, the right now moment. And in this space, we find our gratitude for something or someone, that person or place or thing that just always brings a smile on our face. And paying attention to how that feels in our whole body when we smile, when we feel that happiness. And it is that energy, that feeling, that we invite to bring forward into this service for us individually and for us collectively and for the world that surrounds us. We call it good in advance. And with that, we let it be well. We let it be so. And so it is, and amen. I'm going to invite up Norma, and then Norma and Aunt have a cool thing coming up I'm excited for.
Good morning, and welcome home. I'm going to ask you all to repeat after me. If you are watching us virtually, please type this in the comments. Everyone look around at your neighbors and repeat after me. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love you this morning.
I love you.
And I sure do appreciate you being here.
And I sure do appreciate you being here.
To our virtual church family, please know we're saying that to you as well. Help us grow this loving community by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our pages. Please join me in reading these affirmations together. I let go and let God, because in that surrender, the very best options are presented to me. My spiritual strength gives me the ability to endure, to stay the course, and to endure any challenge until the growth and blessing shows up. I'm looking for Aunt. Okay, so I'm going to invite Aunt to come up here with me. I'm going to do the daily word, and we chose to do remembrance for today. I'm going to do it in English, and then Aunt will do it in Spanish for all of us. I remember with gratitude those who left a mark on my life. Today, I take a few moments to recall people and events that left a lasting impression on me and changed my life for the better. Viewing my past from a spiritual perspective, I can better appreciate and value experiences that may have seemed challenging at the time. All the experiences I've had and the people I've met have contributed to the person I am today, that's for sure. I remember each one of them with gratitude. I can see they were important and valuable influences in the evolution of my soul. I appreciate the presence of God in my relationships and through all my experiences. This awareness has been with me as I have walked my path, strengthened and nourished myself with the spiritual truth, and have been protected and guided by divine wisdom and love. I will call to mind the deeds of the Lord. I will remember your wonders of old. Psalm 77:11. And now Aunt will read the word in Spanish.
Hola. Remembrance can be translated to recuerdo in Spanish, just so you guys know. Recuerdo con gratitud a quienes dejaron huella en mi vida. Hoy dedico unos momentos a honrar a las personas y experiencias que marcaron mi camino y transformaron mi vida para bien. Al contemplar mi pasado desde una perspectiva espiritual, aprendo a valorar incluso aquello que en su momento consideré difícil. Cada vivencia y cada encuentro han contribuido a lo que soy hoy, y los recuerdo con profundo agradecimiento. Reconozco en ellos influencias valiosas que han enriquecido la evolución de mi alma. Agradezco la presencia de Dios en mis relaciones y en todas mis experiencias. Esta conciencia me ha acompañado siempre, fortaleciéndome y nutriéndome con la verdad espiritual, mientras la sabiduría y el amor divinos y me protegen y guían. Recordaré las maravillas que hizo el Señor en otros tiempos. Salmos 77:11.
Thank you, Aunt. You did a great job. I could understand every single word he said. Great job. Now we will call Wally to do our worship song.
All right, we're going to invite everybody to stand up to sing our call to worship song. There's choreography to this if you choose to dance along. I think Charlotte and maybe some others will come show you what moves to make. Look, I'm going to tell you that I've started, y'all do y'all, but when we do the right one, I decided to turn that into a Hawaiian, but y'all do you. So sing along to I'm So Grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful. Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 So grateful. All right. Y'all dance real good. All right, so before you sit down now, it's time for us to pass the peace. You can do that by hugging or handshaking or nodding, and just pass the peace along to everyone in here.
Things are confusing, you don't know what to do. It seems the world is closing in on you. It's time to move, but you don't know where to go. You're in a panic and you can't let it show. Don't call your neighbor, your answer isn't there. Don't look to family, they have their own despair. There is a place to go where someone will care. Take your burdens to the Lord in prayer. You can always go to God and pray. Be assured that He will meet you there. You don't have a thing to worry about. God can handle it without a doubt. Jesus will meet you there. You walk the floor at night and wonder what to do, and wonder why trouble always follows you. Friends disappoint you after giving you their word. Reasons they give you are the biggest lies you've heard. I know just why to find the answer you seek. A conversation where you need not even speak. Still yourself and turn to one who really cares. Take your burdens to the Lord in prayer. If you're sick, the Lord will make you well. You can trust Him, He won't listen and tell. Jesus Christ is just the friend you need. In Him you have the power to succeed. Jesus will meet you there. You need a friend who has some power to you. Your mind needs straightening out, you're totally confused. You need to know how much the Savior really cares. You need to
All
know
right,
your
if
burdens,
everyone
He
can
will gladly
start
bear.
finding your way back to your
Turn within,
seats.
that's where He waits for you.
I'm gonna bless the youth within and the ones in the room
He'll sound
and the ones out there somewhere. All right, so as you get back to your seat, I invite you to rub your hands together and get all that good energy going, all that God energy going that we're going to send through our hands, recognizing the youth that is in each and every one of us. We are blessing the youth that is here in the room as they go to learn their lessons, as we learn ours, and all of us hopefully find some inspiration. So let us say together, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. We behold the Christ within you. And so it is. Thank y'all for being here today and bringing the good energy. And I'm going to invite up Rod.
Thank you, Wally. We're moving into our third phase of prayer today. We had the opening prayer, then we had the song, and so every thought is a prayer. So that song was definitely one of my favorite prayers. And of course, the music brings the emotion with it. So it's actually thoughts and emotions are the basis for a prayer when they are in alignment. So I'm the chaplain today. We also have Nana here as our honorary prayer chaplain somewhere. I saw her earlier. She is a great person to pray with after the service, as well as any of our other chaplains who are here, myself included. And there are some private rooms available if you'd like to pray after the service. If you would like to leave a prayer request for the future, that box is over to your left. There's also a link on the website for prayer requests. All these requests are sent to Silent Unity and prayed for another 30 days afterwards. So you get continued support for your releasing and your claiming of your new prayer request. So I invite you now to prepare your body to relax, to take a deep breath, have the spine erect, breathing slowly and deeply. Also think of something or some situation that you would like to send some love to as we pray together. And regarding that, what is the highest possibility? Releasing all limiting beliefs. What is the highest good? What image or vision might capture those desires? How does love show up for you, for them, for all involved? We now claim our oneness with spirits. Every intention we hold for ourselves and others, we have imagined it, and we feel it as if it has already now happened, and simply rest in that feeling. That is the moment of creation. And as a result, we feel and move into the supreme gratitude for the grace, for knowing that we are taken care of by the universe, knowing that life is eternal and all things work for the good of our soul. Let us now include the prayers and intentions of others who are seeking support. Knowing this presence resides in us all, we send healing energy and light to all requesting prayer. Marina Castaneda, Emily Hyatt and family, Steve Walker, Carol Velez, Suzanne Lenise, Judith Cohen, and Dan Hinterleiter. We see the white light of love and life surrounding them, supporting them on their renewal and awakening. Imagining the veil of ignorance lifted from everyone that is living less than what they came to be. Everyone trapped in fear and worry or concern for their body. The great light of love is working to awaken and support them. We are all on the path to becoming one with Christ, one with the great power of creation, living in the world of infinite possibilities, guided by divine wisdom. As promised, all that we imagine, all that we believe and have faith in is destined over time to become real. They and we are worthy of miracles, of love, of life. And so we continue in silence. Noticing the breath moving softly and slowly. The still points of our highest self. His pure essence, cleansing our being of the past. We are worthy of every dream that we hold. We live in the flow with the universe, aligned with divine timing. I feel deep love through me, as me. I exude the frequency of love in all things. I am love expressed. And as you're ready, begin to pay attention to your body. Then slowly open your eyes. And we'll welcome back Norma.
We are gifted by the presence of Brad Reeves with us today. His first performance was Silent Night, solo in church. Soon after he entered high school, the Beatles were on the Ed Sullivan Show, and he started playing his guitar. Dance bands, soul bands, country bands, folk shows, TV shows, and music degrees added to his music skills. His songwriting draws on his Carolina roots. He performs and teaches in Greensboro. Welcome, Brad.
Thanks so much. Could you, guitar's a little hot in the monitor. I tell you, I have an unfulfilled desire, and that is not that I'm going to do it. It sounds like a lot of work, but I wish I could speak Spanish. I spoke French in high school, un petit peu, but I just wish I had the motivation to learn a little bit of Spanish, and maybe I'll do that. That has nothing to do with this song. I just wanted you to know that. That's all. Spend your days in dreams. Don't say clouds or angel wings. Dreaming is just a waste of time. Follow the rules and stay in line. I'm gonna tell you all you need to be told. Shape you up, make you fit the mold. Teach you to play your social role and fit a big square peg in a little round hole. Big square peg in a little round hole. Man, let me tell you how to dress. It takes a suit to be a success. Always thinking about the living you'll make. Other dreams, they're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna tell you all you need to be told. Shape you up, make you fit the mold. Teach you to play your social role and fit a big square peg in a little round hole. A big square peg in a little round hole. pretty soon I'm going to be 75 years young. Thank you so much for that. Wally, you just had a birthday, didn't you? October, it wasn't you. It was somebody else. Yeah, doesn't matter. I figured a long time ago it's all about health and inspiration anyway. And I don't think there's an age tied to that. Maybe some decisions tied to that, but nevertheless, bring it on, I'll do 75. As long as this right hand can strum a guitar string, this left hand can pick out some chords, this brain between my ears can remember some lyrics, and this heart can still say what I've been thinking about. And I'll play this guitar until they pry it from my cold, dead fingers. And old man, look back in your years at what you did that got you here. Did your dreams fall by the way? Now do you think that it's too late? All I did was to tell you all you had to be told. Shaped you up, made you fit the mold. Taught you to play your social role and fit a big square peg in a little round hole. A big square peg in a little round hole. Fit a big square peg in a little round hole. Big square, sing it with me, in a little round hole. Fit a big square peg in a little round hole. A big square peg in a little round hole. Fit a big square peg in a little round hole. A big square peg in a little round hole. You're wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I loved it. Happy birthday in advance.
We're missing Ezra today.
I know, we are missing Ezra today. We'll get Ezra back. Let me hit that. So, I've been on the news some this week, and I'm going to be on the news again next week. Not because anything I did, just showing up, right? And that's kind of part of what we're talking about today on the being our own contribution, showing up as a contribution. But in case anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'm on the Rockingham County Board of Elections now. And we have the Burger Page thing. That's a good thing to call it, isn't it? Thing, like the challenges that no one's accepted and all that. And here's what I really had that wisdom voice inside say to me the other day. Everyone involved in this process, their prayers are being answered. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone involved in this process is getting what they think they want. But all the prayers are being answered, and everyone's being involved, and questions are asked where they are, and people are challenging when they should, right? But that's all part of a system that even just lets us know that we can trust the system. So, it's sometimes, and I've heard people, say, oh, well, can't they just admit that it's over? And it's like, well, so far the only stuff we've done is the stuff that every single candidate would have the right to ask for. And I think that sometimes some of that is good just for us to see it in action so that we know that the system that we're supposed to trust is working somehow or another, right? And at the end, when they come to a final answer, there are going to be some people that are happy and some people who are not. And everybody's prayer is being answered. And so in taking that experience, I'm kind of the TV show, not the other saying, a law and order minister, meaning I rip from the headlines of what's happened last week and see how that fits in. So that's the only reason why I bring up, these political meetings. It's like, what else am I learning from it? What am I learning from the communication of it? We were having a meeting on Friday where I wanted to have some legal answers, and the board chair wanted us just to vote yes and go home. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that, right? And so in the midst of that, we get the meeting going, and I ask a question, and I started by saying I want to ask the attorney, and then the chair just starts giving me the answer. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna need to hear from the lawyer on this, right? You're construction, right? You didn't go to law school, right? So meanwhile, he thought I was asking for the attorneys of the candidates to come up and give testimony, which we had all already agreed this was not the proper meeting for that, and that's not going to happen. And he said, I'm not going to allow that. And I thought he was saying, I'm not going to allow you to speak to the Board of Election attorney. Lit up. Because, I don't like to be told I can't do something. But we very quickly realized, because we've learned, look, the two of us, I've mentioned it already in here before, we came into this partnership of being on the same board of thinking we're not going to like each other very much from our previous experiences with each other and what we know that we have differences of. And what we found is that we're both there to do the work for everybody and just to do the work of the board. So we've gained a level of respect for each other that when we had this moment of real miscommunication, that with a quick breath, we were able to pull it back and be like, oh, you're talking about this. Oh, you were talking about that. We were talking about different things. We were about to fight over nothing because we had two completely different scenarios. And I don't mean fist fight. I have never fist fought. That is not my nature because I would lose. And, I don't like pain. So anyway, it's to say that when we take the moment and when we take the time to value what we have in common first, when the differences come up, and they will often, we can get back to a place of peace quicker because we took the time to lay the ground rules of respect for one another. And so when we say, I'm one with God, and all people are one with God, and all life is one with God, then that gives us a space of being like, okay, we have more in common than we have apart. So let's stop focusing on the difference. There will be differences that need to be dealt with. But if we can just take the, and allow it to go from there, it seems like I'm off course because none of this is in my notes, but that is the Phoenix Rising. So for those who are visiting us for the first time today, we're on Sunday number 4 of a 4-part lesson, but it's all on YouTube. And Chris, can you pop up the slide right after this one? These are all 7 steps. So we've looked at the first 6 of these over the last 3 Sundays, and we're looking at the final one, and then looking at all of them together. I posted this graphic on the church Facebook page last night. You can get it there, or you can snap a picture of it here, or I will email it to you, any of those things. But it's in looking at this, and one of the notes, I may have written this one, I'm not sure, honestly. It says, for the explanation of today's service, that when a phoenix rises, it does so with grandeur. This is because of the magnificence of the new life stepping forward. There is a gift available in simply being present. So in taking that moment of being present, we get, we take the breath, we find, it's like, okay, let me find a place of connection instead of the focusing on the separation, because you can't rise if you're separated. The phoenix cannot rise within this story, cannot transform without intention and without connection to spirit. Like this is a God thing rising. It doesn't happen on its own. My church in LA, instead of, we're in New Thought, so we don't do it. Oh, they took it down. We don't do a lot of crosses and stuff, although I've got the metaphysical definitions of them. They're fine if you use them in a way you're like, no, I'm taking this time to cross out what's not serving me and I'm moving on. That's the metaphysical of that. But what I learned from Reverend Della was she made our logo, our emblem, whatever, a hot air balloon. And that's because and she did it when being on a hot air balloon ride one time. I've never done that. Have any of y'all done those? I think I'm scared. Was it okay? Okay. Let's all go on a hot air balloon. So what you would learn in watching a video or in standing in that basket is that it's the fire going up in it, right? It's the heat going up into that enclosed structure that we call a balloon that then allows it to rise. And when they get up as far as they want to go and they say, okay, it's time to go back down, they cut the fire off to go back down. So when we're ready to rise, it requires that fire within us. And metaphysically, what we teach in Unity about fire is that's a cleansing thing. It's a purification thing. Now, purification feels like it could have some red flags in it of like traditional church talk. You don't have to be pure. It's just like, I'm just cleaning up. I'm cleaning my thoughts, because that's ultimately what we're always talking about, is the study of the consciousness of our thoughts and our feelings and how we can use the most God part of us in that. And that when we use that, we rise up, we rise above, so that sometimes somebody will come along and say, well, I can't believe you didn't tell so-and-so off when they said such and such. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I never heard it, right? And they're like, well, they were standing right beside you when they said it. And I was like, well, I was in my God space, so I wasn't actually, I know it looked like I was next to them, but my consciousness had risen above the mess, so I didn't hear it. Right? I think I've told in here before, back in the 90s when I worked in the production office at Guiding Light, there was one of those like bullhorn kind of things, so that they, when they were shooting this, they would call in there and say, we're shooting scene, blah, blah, blah. We need these actors on set, and then we need these actors to be ready for the next scene, and then it would go away. And then some actor would come running into the production office and ask me, what scene did they say they're doing next? I said, I don't know. And they said, well, how is that possible? This bullhorn thing is basically like where that speaker is to me being at my desk. It's about the distance. I said, they wasn't talking to me. I didn't listen. I didn't need to. I'm not getting called up to set today. I have to work at my desk. So they weren't talking to me. I didn't concern myself with things that don't concern me. Right? And so that's not to say ignore all the world, but it's to say when we're focused in, and then people are like, but can't you see this thing? No, I wasn't looking at that. I don't think that will serve me very well today. So people will send me videos of things that I probably agree with them on. And some days I see it and I'm like, nope, that voice is not going in my head today. I'm not in the place to receive it without going off in some direction or without having an emotional response to it that I don't think will serve me well. So I'm going to choose to just not hit play, because I have that option. It's not disrespectful because it's like, well, your friend sent that to you and you didn't play it. Why are you being disrespectful to your friend? I'm being respectful to my peace of mind first, so that I can offer good into the world. And right now, today, this video would not assist me in doing that. Now, it may not send me fully off course, but I don't think right now it would serve me well, and I can't serve the world well if I don't have something right? You can't give it if you don't have it. So what Reverend Tony Bain wrote about this key, I think I changed the verbiage. She wrote, I be a contribution. And I think she's really pushing on that. She knows grammar. But she's like the verb of being versus just acknowledging, right? But so I changed, I said, I am my contribution, right? My contribution's got to come through me, to me, for me, as me, and then out to wherever it's going. What she wrote was, the phoenix does not rise merely for itself. Its rising becomes a beacon of light energy, a reminder that transformation is possible in every age, every stage, every difficulty, and every transition. I want to go back to that piece. The phoenix rising becomes a beacon of light energy. So when we come out of prayer, or when we're getting ready to do an activity and we say, hey, can we pray about that first? We're praying about it to bring and be the beacon that brings that light energy in and be like, oh, this is the place. This is the magnet. Because when we use that spiritual, that good, that God energy within us, it is a magnet. When we use the egoic human experience part of our mind, it is also a magnet. So when we're like, oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, this is just not my day. I think from having listened to hours upon hours of Abraham Hicks, she'd tell you go take a nap, right? Because go just shut it down, and it's kind of like we now say, unplug the computer and plug it back in. And back in the 70s, we said, just smack the top of the TV, right? So it's that. It's like, just give it a reset, right? So y'all laughed because y'all smacked the TV too. But it is that you don't smack yourself, but take the moment of, let me do a reset. Let me just take a moment. Let me take that breath, right? If you've got time to do a 10, 15-minute meditation, do that. If you've got time for a 10, 15, 30-minute nap, do that. Set the alarm, right? Or if you're driving and you're ready to cuss out every car around you, and you come to the stoplight and you're like, well, I don't have time to go into a full meditation now, but I have time to say, thanks, God. Thanks, God. I choose to look through my God eyes. I choose to use the God filter in what's around me. Now, I heard I saw this video on TikTok this week where this guy was saying something about he looked out and the cars were backed up and like a parking lot or something, and he asked this one guy, he said, what's going on? He said, well, my car won't go in reverse, so I can't back up. And she can't back up either. And so we're stuck until the next person goes so that we can all go, because we can only go this way. And so we're stuck here until the pathway is clear to go this way. And he was talking about the grace that this guy had. He wasn't worked up and upset because there wasn't anything he could do about it except sit there and wait his turn to go. And what I heard almost instantly out of that is that we talk all the time about spiritually. The spiritual truth is we can only move forward, right? The lesson is that if we spend too much time looking in the past, we get depressed. The depression is because we can't be where we're looking. Now, there's information there we can use in the now that can inspire what we do in the now, and that's great. Same thing. If we spend too much time looking at what's coming up, we can really cook up some anxiety in ourselves. Same thing, because we're spending our time focused on looking at something we're not in yet. And so now we're going, well, but what if this, what if that? So you don't have a whole lot of what ifs in the now. The what ifs are in the future, right? The now, you already know what the if is because you're in it, right? So be in your if. Be in your if now. But what I got from this story was, what if we just take a moment in our moments of frustration, when we feel there's a roadblock, when we think, well, I can't get this done because I'm waiting on this thing. And it's like, okay, well, you can be frustrated about that. Or if you just acknowledge, well, we're all moving forward, and I've come to the place that I can't go any further forward until this next piece goes forward. So what I'm called to do is be my best me right here, right now, in this moment. See, it's that kind of energy that allows the metaphysical phoenix to rise within us. Like, we're not talking about the simple changes when we're talking about a phoenix transformation. We're talking about tearing one thing down that was no longer working for us, right? And burning it up and letting it go all the way to ash so that our new truth, our new experience can fully rise. If we're in the midst of an experience, but we're spending that time saying, well, this is nice, but you know, back in 1984, we did this same thing and it was better, and I think you should have looked, you know. So, okay, well, but we're not there. If there's something else from that you're thinking of you can bring into right now, let's do it. But otherwise, we need our energy. If you're going to rise out of an ash, out of your experience, it's got to have your full attention. You can't spend time thinking about the what ifs or the, well, it shoulda, woulda, coulda. Okay, what if we're just fully present in the now? Right? So I looked at, Tony wrote a little bit more here. She said, ask not what can I get, for that is always limited. Instead, ask what can I give, because spirit within you is limitless. Contribution is the out-breath of Christ consciousness. And the great thing about looking at that perspective of what can I give versus what can I get is everything you give, you get it first. It's got to come up through you and out, right? Or you've got to have it. If it's an actual material thing, you've got to have it to hand off, so you got it first. And now you get the new joy of passing that along to someone else. I was talking to someone who's cleaning out an old house, and there are all these little things that have some mold and stuff on them, and he's like, I just hate to throw it away, but I also don't have the time to clean all this because it's not for me. I would then be giving it away. And I'm like, you've got to look at the stuff. And he's like, I hate to just get rid of all the, the people used to cherish this stuff. And I said, those people are dead now. So, do you cherish it? Because if you don't, the greatest gift you can do is the stuff that is clean and safe to give away. Give it away so that it can find new life somewhere else. If it's not clean and safe, and give it away, do everyone the gift of putting it in a garbage bag and introduce it to the dump, right? Because allow ourselves that space to grow and to be, versus saying, well, my great-grandfather really loved that piece. Great-granddaddy's been dead a long time, not interested in that material good anymore. So stop blaming him or anybody else. Do you want it? Is it serving a purpose for you? Do you think it could serve a purpose later for someone else if you don't want it? If so, give it to them. But give yourself the space to be all that you can be for all of us, right? Now, when I looked at some Bible verses to support all of these lessons, in Philippians 2:3, it says, do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit. I don't like that word. But in humility count others more significant than yourself. That's not to discount yourself. You don't have to discount yourself to build somebody else up, right? You can't possibly get poor enough to make somebody else rich. You can't get sick enough to make someone else healthy. But if you show up with your full healthy self, you can help use that magnet to bring somebody along with you and help pick them up. So when there's the guilt of but I've got to serve this other person, yes, that's a wonderful, great thing to do. And bringing all of you to that will help them way more than walking in with poor you. Get out of my room. Get away from me. Don't call me. If you're going to call me poor, I didn't mean to write a poem. There's the door, right? John 1 and 1 through verses 1-3, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Meaning, it's all God. It's all God. Everybody you see around here, God. Every inanimate object, God. The fibers of this carpet, God. Right? So, and it was all came from there. Like when I said, I'm going to hike these hills because I don't want to start taking insulin. And Reverend Della said, well, if the time comes that you need to take it, I need you to stop defining it as bad and acknowledge that God was in the people who made it and God is in it. And if that's what you're called to do, then do it. But but there's also perfectly fine to treat your body and say, hey, I see I'm heading in this direction. I don't particularly want to go in that direction. So let me do what I can to shift course. That's what the whole Phoenix thing is I'm on a direction that I no longer think serves me well. I see ahead that it's heading to we'll get in the car. I see ahead that I'm heading to the city I did not intend to go to, and I've never particularly wanted to visit, and I don't particularly want to visit now. So do I have to keep moving? I just told you we can only move forward. So you have to go to that? No, there are other roads. You can choose another course. You can change course. That is the rising of the Phoenix that we're looking at. When you look at, if you can go back to that graphic, when you look at these steps, this is the way of getting you there, of making the change that you want to make to be the very best and be all that you have within you to be. Because you are powerful, you are creative, and you can do what other people call impossible. Because that's who you are. I love you, I bless you, and I behold the Christ that absolutely is you here and now today. Thank you. So now is our time to give our love offerings and tithes. Many of us do that electronically, and if that's the case for you, I invite you to send your prayer energy to these bags that are going around. And I'm going to invite you to also find that place of gratitude and sing along with me. If you've never heard the song, the entire lyrics are, thank you, God, for everything. Let's just do the short version. Thank you, God, for everything. 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 And together let us affirm divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. And so it is. And before Norma comes up, I have two announcements that we just added yesterday. No, it's in here for Norma to read. So one, look, we probably should have started this a few weeks ago and have a full month to sell tickets, but we couldn't because I didn't think of it till yesterday. And then I asked Maria, and she said, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to do kind of a last-minute Easter basket raffle. And now two pieces to that. We'll sell tickets for $5 each or 5 for $20. And we would love if you have some things to donate to put in the basket to make it extra cool and fun for people. I reached out to a chocolatier that I know in Danville and asked him to make, one of them peanut butter eggs and some stuff, that will be handmade. That'll be in the basket for sure because I already ordered it. So if you have stuff that you want to add to an Easter basket, and then next week and on Easter Sunday, we'll sell tickets. If you really want to go ahead and buy one today, I'll go. There's tickets back there. I'll go get some, but I just don't have anything to show you. But so we'd like to do an Easter basket raffle. Does that sound fun to everybody? Cool. What? We're just going to do. With 2 weeks, I think if we just do one really cool basket, if y'all are like, no, I want 5 different branded and you want to get that together, I'm all for it. But if I'm going to lead this, it's going to be one basket because that's that's what I've got available energy-wise to give. But we'll try and make it a really, really cool basket. So if you've got stuff to add to that, that would be awesome. And if you know people who like that sort of thing that doesn't go here, tell them to give you, $20 and you'll bring them 5 tickets, right? So we'll do that. Like I say, if you want a ticket today, I can go get them, but otherwise we'll sell tickets next Sunday and on Easter Sunday, so the next 2 Sundays, and then at the end of service on Easter service, we'll draw the name and give the basket away. The other announcement is, and Norma probably does have an announcement about the meeting next week in here. So I'm just going to add to that and then let her read the rest of the announcement. That we will make that available to people who can't be here in the space via Zoom, because there are going to be a few things to vote on, some people to vote on for board seats, and also Maria's going to let you know some information about the construction, and our landlords have given us 2 options of what we might want to do around that, and so I think Maria wants to take a vote on that, or at least get a consensus. So she'll be in charge of that, and she can handle that. But if you can't be here in this space, we will be on Zoom on our normal 617 number, but we'll make sure that's in the e-blast on Tuesday as well on that. So if you can help spread the word to people who you know aren't in here for that, it will be a relatively important meeting, but probably not too long. Thank you, Norma.
If you are here for the first time as our visitor, or you haven't been here in a long time, please raise your hand. We have somebody there. Welcome. And somebody will bring a packet for you to welcome you. Okay, good. And if you are a visitor online, drop us an email at info@unitygreensboro.org so we can have you fill out our virtual visitor card. After service, Frederick Custer and LUT is offering part 3 of his class, Listen, Listen, Listen to My Heart song after the service. Explore how we consciously or unconsciously live out listening from the heart. This is mostly a habit, and habits that can be changed. We will discuss the 6 or so ways the class discovered their habits of not listening while doing their homework. This is a review of the first class and includes a discussion of homework, but is open to new attendees. Next Sunday, March 29th, there will be a short meeting called by our acting president, Maria Mata, to cover electing new board members, to discuss and possibly vote on changes with our current list due to upcoming construction projects, and to discuss and possibly vote on a potential new home purchase for Unity in Greensboro. Starting April 1st, Linda Cohn will be leading a study of the book, Understanding Your Soul, the Channel Wisdom of Jesus. The book invites readers to journey towards self-discovery through today's messages from Jesus. Speaking through experienced channeler Christine M. Bush, Jesus offers a compassionate guide to understanding life's challenges, soul lessons, and the pursuit of inner peace. Perfect for anyone seeking guidance and deeper connection with their higher self. This book was published by Unity Books. And Linda is here, so after our service, if you want to learn more about it, I'm sure Linda will be happy to talk to you. Let our chaplains pray with you after service. And please raise your hand if you're here for prayer as our chaplains. And you can also send an email to info@unitygreensboro.org, and you will be contacted by one of our prayer chaplains. And now we just have another special song by Brad. Thank you.
So this song was on my music stand years ago, and I just had the chorus, and I was looking through some sheets on the stand, and I looked there, and I said, I like that. Did I write that? And so I Googled it to see if I could find any of the lyrics online, and I couldn't. So I said, well, it sounds like me. So I finished it. So here it is. I would like to tell you folks how much I enjoy playing for you. This, whatever it is, playing in a brewery with people going there to talk and not have the music except for just background, if that. This is the opposite. So thank you for letting me play my original music and hopefully for enjoying it. Until we meet again. My kid Ezra was going to come sing today, but Ez ended up with a gig in Washington, D.C. Yeah, so had to cancel on us, but that's okay. Ez will be around. Sometimes it's hard to understand why we must suffer in our Maker's hand. Maybe there's a lesson, maybe we'll discover what we need to learn is how to love each other. And there ain't no shallow water in the river of love. Ain't no shallow water, it's always deep enough. You don't have to worry when trouble bubbles up, 'cause there ain't no shallow water in the river of love. And you'll never, oh, here's your part, all right? I'm gonna say you'll never, and you say hit bottom. You ready? You'll never hit bottom, 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 you'll never hit the bottom and get stuck down in the mud, 'cause there ain't no shallow water in the river of love. No shallow water, it's always deep enough. You don't have to worry when trouble bubbles up, 'cause there ain't no shallow water in the river of love. There ain't no shallow water in the river of love. No shallow water, it's always deep enough. You don't have to worry when trouble bubbles up, 'cause there ain't no shallow water. There ain't no shallow water. There ain't no shallow water in the river of love.
You know you're in the right place when they dance at church. All right, so next week is Palm Sunday. Reverend John Connor will be here to deliver the message that's called Palm Sunday is ultimately about choice. And Candy will be our musician for the day as well. And I'll tell you that Aunt is going to be the worship assistant next Sunday, and so they read the Spanish version today. Next week, Aunt will read the English version, and Charlotte's going to read German version of it. So be here for all of that as well. All right, so I'm going to invite you to stand if you'd like and hold hands if you want to. If you'd rather not for any reason, you can hold your hands prayerfully in the air. You can get in the middle of the circle, just out of the circle, whatever you think works best for you, and we'll sing the peace song together. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. And together let us affirm, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, love is, peace is, light is, God is, and all is well. Have a beautiful week on purpose, everybody. And there is food in the training room if you want to get some stuff, and then also Frederick's class will be right after that.